Hello everyone, Volkov Dev here. Today we will go over a simple AI model in Python, which we can use to predict pizza delivery time based on the pizza store's distance and the time of day. Our AI model will use a simple pizza delivery system dataset to train itself to better predict how long will your pizza need to arrive to your location. Let's get started with the dataset first. So for the dataset, as you can see here on the screen, we have three columns. This is just a simple CSV file, and we fed it with different store distances, different times of the day order. This is 24-hour format. And then we fed it the delivery time for those different store locations and what time of the day did we order the pizza at. Then moving back to our code here, we can start off here with the imports that are needed. So we're using numpy for our mathematical calculations and training the model, OS for all the file paths and file operations on our operating system, and pandas to sort the data set and go through it. Moving down here, we're assigning the file path. So as you can see, the dataset file is assigned to the file named pizza delivery data.csv. So you can either change this data here to your own liking if you want to add more pizza delivery data, or you can keep it as is, but it has to be this name for the script to find the file. Also, the model file is going to be pizza delivery model, MPZ. So that's basically the trained model. So after we run this program once, it learns from the CSV file, and then it stores its what it had learned from the CSV file into the MPZ file here. Moving on, so we're loading the dataset from a file. These steps are, first of all, if the file does not exist, then we will get an error. As you can see, it will print out the name of the file is not found. Please provide the correct file. Otherwise, if the file is good, this if didn't occur, then we would basically read through the CSV file using pandas library. And then moving on, we will handle any missing values. So if there are any null values in data in the data frame that pandas created from the CSV file, then we will get an error. Dataset contains missing values. Please clean the dataset. And down below, we're going to be extracting the data from the columns within the data frame that the pandas created from the CSV file. So distance is what's highlighted as distance, and we're basically telling it to highlight the values. Same thing goes for the time of order and the delivery time. And then moving down, we are checking the data validity. So right here, we want to make sure that the data set is not empty. And if any columns have no values, then the program will raise an error for us. And down below it, loading or initializing model parameters, the script checks if a trained model file exists. So that's very important, because if we trained our model on a CSV file, we don't want it to retrain every time we launch this Python script pizza delivery AI.py. So it checks if the file exists. If it does, then it will fetch it, and it fetches some parameters. Otherwise, it initializes them to 0 and trains the model from scratch. As you can see here, it will give you no saved model found, initializing new parameters, and it will give it 3 zeros for the m distance, m time, and b. And then down there at the setting training parameters, so these are parameters for the algorithm that we're using to train the model. This is a basic linear regression system. And these two lines, they set up the training configuration. The learning rate determines how much the model's parameters change in each step. And epochs specifies the number of training iterations. I'll provide more information about the training algorithm here that is used in the description. I'll put a link for explaining this model algorithm a little bit more. And then the actual training of the model happens here. And basically, what we're doing is we're running a training loop. And for each epoch, the script does two things. One, it predicts the delivery time using current parameters that are provided. And two, it calculates the error by comparing predictions with actual delivery times, as you can see right here. And then we have a debug statement to check for any not a number values or unexpected values, and it will print out an error. If so, this usually happens, this error, when we have a large data set, but our learning rate is large. It's not small enough. So you want to keep the learning rate low so you don't have any sort of anomalies in your data. And then down at step 10 here, we're actually calculating the gradients and updating the parameters. So the gradients for each parameter are calculated based on the error. Then the parameters are updated using these gradients to minimize the error. And basically this is the core of the algorithm called the gradient descent. Now for number 11 here, we're actually saving the trained model. So after the Python script goes over the CSV file and utilizes the gradient descent algorithm, where once the training is complete, the parameters are saved to a file. And this ensures that the model can be reused without the need to retrain it on the same model each time. So right now, the data that we have is quite small. It wouldn't take that long to train it, to train the Python script on the data provided. But imagine this CSV file times, I don't know, like 1,000. You know, there will be so many more lines of data, which will make the model more accurate with its predictions. And at number 12, we're actually making predictions here. So this is when we run the program. We're going to be taking an input from the user, which is the distance to your house in kilometers. So how far is the distance from the store to your house? So that's the new distance. And the new time of order, which is basically what time of the day are we placing the order for the pizza. So are we placing it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which is 15 in the 24-hour format? Are we placing it midnight or in the morning? That matters because our CSV dataset here, obviously this is quite small, but we would have a bigger dataset and it would have way more orders. So orders that are placed in the morning, some in the afternoon, some in the evening, and it will give the model a better understanding on how to predict the time it takes for the pizza to get delivered to your house. And then in the end, the predicted time is a calculation that is done. And based on our data, it will take approximately a certain number of minutes for the pizza to arrive. This is the prediction that happens here. So let's move forward and actually run the code, see what happens. I'm just going to click run here. And as you can see, it said no saved model found, initializing new parameters because we never had an MPZ file, but it just got generated. So model trained and saved to a pizza delivery model MPZ. Now it's asking me to enter a distance to your house in kilometers. So let's say the store is 5 kilometers away. Press enter. And then the time of the day, I ordered it around 3 o'clock, so 15. And just like that, based on our data, it will take approximately 42.35 minutes for your pizza to arrive. I hope you guys found this video useful. If so, please leave a like and a comment and subscribe for more related content. Also, I'm going to be leaving a GitHub repository link in the video description so you can get the whole Python code and the CSV and the MPZ files. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching.